Okay. I'm ready to film. I look like shit. What the fuck? Look at these dark circles. It looks like someone just drew around my eyes with a bunch of brown eyeshadow. What the hell? My lips are so chapped. Oh my god, no. I can't go on camera like this. I can't do this. Freya, please. It's time for some glamour magic. There. Much better. Now, let's talk about Freya. Hey Coven, welcome to the Heathen Hedge Witch. I am Runa Strong and this is my channel where I like to talk about all kinds of spiritual stuff, and today's video is about my main goddess Freya. So this video will definitely be in the Path of a Pagan series on this channel, as it is mostly my unverified personal gnosis, a little bit of history sprinkled in there, but this is definitely based on my personal path and practice and what things have been like for me since I've started working with Freya. So if that's something that you are interested in learning about, this is definitely the video for you. So the first thing that I feel like I should talk about in regards to working with Freya is cats. Of course. Something that I've noticed, not just with myself having 2 cats, but a lot of my friends that also work with Freya have at least 1 cat. It's just something that we all have, as my cat sits across the room and stares at me like this. It definitely took me a long time to make this video. I probably could have made it a lot sooner, but it's really hard because she's the goddess that I've worked with for the longest, and trying to like compress 10-year relationship with the deity down is a challenge. So yeah, you know, she's probably been with me my whole life, but that's when I just started to like wake up to it, if we're being honest. But something that I've noticed is a lot of Freya followers have a cat, at least 1. Most of us have 2, and it's funny because a lot of people usually have a cat before they even start working with Freya, and it's what brings them in, kind of like with me and my cats. I definitely felt like they had a purpose with us. It wasn't just some pet. And I feel like, you know, my cat Stella is known to be, their breed is known to be lucky. They're supposed to help bring you financial luck with having a tortoiseshell. And so I feel like that's definitely been true. And Freya also carries the same energy, so I find that really interesting. But anyway, definitely a lot of Freya followers with at least 1 pet cat. One of the lessons I learned the most with Freya, however, is how to set real boundaries, and not just boundaries with other people, but boundaries with myself. So like if I tell myself I'm not eating fast food for the next 30 days, and then I fuck up and I have fast food, like I go get myself some delicious Taco Bell, I end up feeling like shit. And I feel like that's definitely something that Freya does when she's like, wait a minute, you just broke a promise to yourself of all people? Why would you do that? And so the Taco Bell kind of doesn't sit with me right. And it's not like, oh, I just got food poisoning from Taco Bell, because that'll happen even if I tell myself I'm only gonna have 1 Mountain Dew and then I have 2. Like, it's not like Mountain Dew gave me food poisoning or something, but it will seriously make me feel like it did, because I broke a promise to myself, and that's her way of like grabbing me by the gut and being like, listen, do what you said you were going to do. Be true to your word to yourself. Like, you're so good about that with other people, why don't you do that to you? I feel like that's a question she asked me that a lot. And that's not just me either. Like, that's something that I've noticed with a lot of my other friends that work with Freya too. So that's definitely something to think about when you work with her, and understand that she will test you in ways that you didn't expect, because the way that she tests you is the way that you love and operate within yourself, not just the way that you treat others or the way that you are an honorable member of society, blah blah blah. Like, it's really about how much you love yourself and how you really treat yourself, because I know that I struggle with my mental health and I'm very hard on myself, and one of my lessons with Freya has been to really learn how to love myself, and that goes along with boundaries too, believe it or not. Sound off in the comments, because I know that that's a thing a lot of Freya followers do. I know y'all will like be down there like, yes, me too, because yeah, she will yell at us for disrupting our own boundaries with ourselves and with others. Definitely big Freya energy with that. But of course, she does not just have one side to her. No. Something else that she is also really good at is helping you with manifesting, with really putting your heart into your manifestations. That's definitely a lesson that I've learned with her. Not only do the things that I'm like wishing for and manifesting come true, but I really feel that power in myself while I'm doing that work, you know? I really feel the nature around me respond when I say, you know, I manifest a breast reduction, because let's be real, these are a little much. And she will just send that breeze to let me know, like, yes, that's something you really want. That's something I could work with, you know? Because when you try to manifest like $1 million, she's like, okay, do you have a job that's going to adequately give you $1 million though? But if it's something that like you genuinely want and need in order to feel fulfilled in life, that's something she can help you get. And I haven't gotten there yet because we just started working on this, but I'm just saying, we're gonna shout back to this video in like a year or two, and I'm finally gonna be able to bind and gender swap cosplay, and the Loki that I have in mind is gonna look so fucking cool. So let's just keep that in mind, alright? Me and Freya, we're working on this. I currently have to lose weight a little bit before the doctors will let me do that. So that's something I've been doing. Doing well, I might add. I actually, part of my boundaries with myself was to quit drinking as much Mountain Dew. And I've been doing really great with that. I only have 1 little can a day, sometimes 1.5. I don't try to have more than 20 ounces. Yeah, so that's something that I've been doing really well thanks to working with Freya. And it's also, you know, I did that to help with my anxiety. It has helped me lose quite a bit of weight as well. So that's definitely like a happy bonus because that helps me move towards something that I'm also manifesting with her. When I say I've like really worked with Freya, I mean like I really work with Freya. Like she's my matron, my patroness if I had to have one. She's definitely the person who I call to the most. I also work a lot with her brother Freya lately, especially since coming out as non-binary. He's definitely been the healthy masculine that I reach to feel as a grounded masculine within. I'm definitely very feminine right now presenting, but not always. And that's something that Freya has helped me with too, is embracing my authenticity. And what that means to me is being non-binary, being out as both an LGBTQ person, but also a witch. I don't hide the fact that I'm a witch anymore. And that doesn't mean that I'm going to burst into flames when I walk into church, but it does mean that I am who I am and I'm not going to change that. I will greet your Merry Christmas with Happy Yule with just as much joy as you said it to me, because I'm just as happy about Yule as you are about Christmas, you know? And that's something that I've actually really enjoyed leaning into basically since I fully came out as non-binary this past summer. It took me 31 years to finally realize that, even though when I really reflect back on my life, I'd probably known since I was like 8 years old. But they didn't have a word for it back then, at least not one that I knew about. So yeah, it's been a journey, but thank you, Freya. We've learned so much about ourselves already. So now, the topic that you're probably really excited for, sex magic. Yeah. Not only is it good for helping you with manifesting, which a lot of people talk about, but it is actually very beneficial to help you with healing, especially if you are someone who was perhaps promiscuous in your past. She will help you embody that versus letting you why can't I talk? Oh my god. She will help you embody your sexuality versus letting you slut shame yourself. That's not okay in Freya's realm. She doesn't let anybody slut shame anyone. We are all about free love and happy, healthy, consensual fun. That is definitely something to think about with Freya. Or if you're more like me and you have sexual trauma because, you know, #me too, she will also help you with that as well. And Freya has been helping me with that as well, but I haven't been working with him long enough to do a video about him. Maybe in the next year or so. But yeah, I wanted to make this one right now because, you know, Valentine's or Lupercalia, whatever you want to call it, that's coming around the corner, and Imbolc, all of that fun stuff. And it is a very big time to work with the Vanir, and a lot of people are going to be looking for what it's actually like to work with her because there's not that many videos, and it's really hard because I found that the sources out there, some people seem like they just regurgitated what they googled on, you know, a quick 5-minute search. They haven't really put the work in themselves. There's a handful that have, you know, Frankie, Chaotic Witch Aunt, they made a great video talking about it. Bente, they over at the Norse Witch made a great video talking about that. Like, there's awesome people out there also making adequate videos, but a handful of them are mostly just researching the lore or just making video to make a clickable, like, you can tell they don't really work with her, and it's a little uncomfy. So I'm glad I'm finally getting to this video for her because she deserves it. And those of you who are looking for what it's really like to work with her also deserve this video, you know? Sorry, I just went on a little tangent there, but that's just something that I don't see talked about too much, is the sex magic, and that's fun. And not only is it fun, but it's very healing. It is very important that we as consenting adults understand that sex is okay, sex is healthy, sex is literally good for your health. In my next video, it's actually going to be all about sex magic. And I know that I have bad luck about planning for a video in a video and then it doesn't come true, but I promise I'm doing this one because it's really important and I've been putting it off for well over a year by now. Yeah, sex magic definitely deserves its own topic, and so I will cover that more, and I will definitely be talking about how Freya and Freyr helped me with that in that video too. But yes, Freya, I mean, she's literally a goddess of sex, so definitely can give her orgasms. That's definitely a good offering to give her if you're wondering, like, but what does she like? Does she like wine? Does she like flowers? Does she like crystals? She likes all of those things. She loves orgasms. Just saying. So, I mean, I know we kind of already talked about sex magic, but I think we could just talk about magic in general now, right? Because we've already been talking about manifesting and sex magic. Like, let's just lump it all together into one big, like, in the video. Okay? So, magic, Sather, being a vulva, what does that mean? Oh boy, it means a lot of research for starters. Babies. Ugh, there's a reason why Odin's altar is a bookshelf. I'm just saying. Sather is a very ancient tradition that isn't really practiced now, and so to become a vulva in the ways of the ancients isn't really tangible unless you are somehow in a community that is actually still overseas. I am not. I'm in a community here, but you know, it doesn't have like a rite of passage type thing in this the way that they did in the past. However, with that being said, Freya is the first witch in her lore. She was the one who taught Odin everything that he knows about magic. And she has a gift of prophecy. She has definitely a gift of sight, which is kind of what Sather refers to. And so it's really important to acknowledge that about her, because if you yourself are a witch like me and also a pagan, she is definitely someone who can help you tap into that power in your own unique blend of magical woo-woo, if you will. So by now on your journey looking up and researching Freya, you've probably realized that she is the queen of the Valkyries. And you're kind of wondering, okay, but how does that help me? Well, darling, she's a boss, and she can teach you how to be a boss too. Not only does she teach you how to step into your magical power, but she teaches you how to step into your personal power and just what that means for you. For me, it means being comfortable and not letting imposter syndrome hold me back from doing divination readings and healing energy work, because that's where my strengths are. For you, your strengths might be doing art, which I wish were my strengths, and I enjoy it and it's a hobby, but it's definitely not where I meant to focus 100%. At least I don't think so. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. But you know, maybe your strengths are something like gardening and, you know, working with your hands, building, and for you, that's where your personal power is, and that's where your inner boss witch is, and that's something that you can definitely work on evolving and improving while working with Freya, is your inner boss witch. I know I have one. Let me know in the comments if you know what your inner power is and if you've already been working on taking it back. Okay, so this next topic is my fave. One of my favorite offerings to give Freya, aside from a nice big O, as we've already talked about, is a really fun, I'm talking like twerking, like Miley Cyrus would be jealous at how much I'm shaking this ass, dancing. Honestly, like I want to get a pole and I want to do some pole fitness, because I feel like that would be a great way to embrace the divine feminine and also embrace my body and what it's capable of as a devotion to Freya and what she's capable of. You know what I mean? I think that kind of stuff is so much fun. And I mean, let's be real, the Vanir love to party. Like whenever we're at rituals and you know, like especially like the big Wisdom of Odin ones, you know, where there's just a lot of people, at least for what I'm, you know, familiar with, those events get really big. And like at the Yule ones, you know, there's 60-70 people there, which is a lot for me. I have social anxiety, so that's a lot for me. And it's really crazy because every time we do Vanir stuff and there's multiple people shouting at once, we hear that delayed echo that is like, was it an echo or was it them shouting back to us from Alfheim or Asgard, you know? It's really cool to think about, and I love that the Vanir always get down with us and party with us and holla back, so to speak. I love that. I think it's hoodie time because I'm genuinely freezing. But one thing I didn't write down on my little listy list here that I do want to mention is that Freya is really good at glamour magic. So if you are like me and you like playing with makeup, something that I suggest is enchanting your tools in her name and making regular time for your self-care with, even if it's just a little bit under the eyes for, you know, your dark circles, or quick concealing a zit with one of them little stickers and then concealer over it. You know, things like that are a nice way to honor Freya by honoring who you are, by really taking care of yourself, by going out with a brave face, how you want to be seen, versus going out and trying to hide under your hoodie and just being like, oh, I'm just here at the store for like milk and bread. Like, who cares if you're just going for milk and bread? You can still feel like $1,000,000 while in the bread aisle, baby. You know, you don't have to be the drumpy, fumpy, you know, stay-at-home mom or the baddie boss bitch. Okay, that is definitely a lesson I'm learning with Freya, is that we can be both, and we are good at being both. Like, baby, we we own being both. And you should too. We all should own being both. We don't have to pick. That's the thing that really gets me, and it really deserves its own video as well. I feel like I say that in every video. I need to make another video about this. That just lets you know I'm going to be here for a while, so you should subscribe and hang out for, you know, some time. Forever.
Would you like to stay for dinner?
Would you like to stay forever?
I went on a tangent. I forgot what I was saying. Honestly, I could go on all day about Freya, but those are like my top favorite things for people who are looking into working with her and are curious about what it's like. Those are like the main things I feel like you need to know. So if you enjoyed this video, please remember to hit the like, subscribe, click the bell so you know when the next one comes out, because the next one will be about sex magic. If it's out already, I'll put a card up here. No, up here. It's the left side. Links on the left, bitches. But yeah. Alright, I'll see you in the next Woden's Day upload. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Love and peace. Bye.